Well, it's going to be, you know, two different styles here. So far, Slush's style really outclassing, you know, the styles of so many of these more conservative Zergs.
Yeah.
Ones that are much more cautious.
Yeah, that's quite true, Tasteless. And we see Slush is here on Metalopolis, and right across that little chasm, we do have Ret. So they're close by air. That means the Overlords are going to be able to scout each other. That means that we're going to see Hatchery first, which means that Ret should have the upper hand in this match, because this just does not fit the style of Slush. He really does not want you to scout him so that he can do something really funky and trick you out, man. Kill you before you know what's what.
I love this map, Artosis, ever since they eliminated the proxy starting locations. And of course, I'm talking about it's impossible now for both players to start out sharing the bottom right or the upper left.
Yeah, that has made the map infinitely better, Tasteless. It's the future.
The future. Well, you know, I mean, one thing about StarCraft is different maps require different strategies, and you know, and all that. But you know, different starting locations occasionally on certain maps can lead to imbalances. Now, obviously, in a Zerg vs. Zerg, it's pretty hard to have imbalanced starting locations.
Yeah,
it's a mirror matchup. You know, it'd have to be something very bizarre on a map like that to do that.
It would actually rotationally symmetric.
Exactly.
That's the only way you can do it in a mirror.
By the way, guys, get on Twitter. Feel free to hashtag MLG.
Feel obligated to hashtag
MLG. Yeah, actually,
MLG.
feel obligated. In fact, feel guilty if you don't.
Yeah. How could you do this to your mother?
How could you do this to Artosis and Tasteless? Feel free to add Artosis and Tasteless on Twitter. I am Call Me Tasteless. Artosis, simply the ID Artosis.
That's me. Hi.
That's you.
Woo.
These positions are pretty interesting because you can kind of park over your opponent's base for very long periods of time.
Yeah, this is the scenario Ret likes. He's used to this from StarCraft 1, and in fact, Ret gets his pool first. Quite interesting.
Very interesting.
First. That's one thing that I've always refused to do in ZVZ in these type of positions. I always wait for my opponent to make that pool. It's you know, sometimes you can just squeeze out that one extra drone, and every little thing, man. There's like, Tasteless, would you rather get ahead or not get ahead?
I would get ahead.
Yeah,
because I'm a good StarCraft player.
And even if it's only by a little tiny bit, unless you have a very specific build that you want to follow, build order-wise, no reason not to.
Well, sometimes all those little bits can add up to one big piece.
Yeah, man.
Everything.
Bit by bit, it does grow into something
It does
large.
indeed. Spawning pool almost complete. And let's see your drones being transferred now over to this hatchery down here. Queens are on the way.
2 queens for each.
Oh, you made a little. You sounded like Bert from Bert and Ernie there for a second.
Yeah, man.
2 queens for each.
Rubber ducky, man. You're the one.
We have a ton of Zerglings being, well, not a ton, about 4 actually, not quite a ton, being cranked out here. Both these guys getting Zergling speed.
It's a metric ton.
That's right, a metric ton. Well done, Artosis.
All right, so 2 queens, speed for both players, 4 lings for both players, OVs for both, and Ret. Take a look at Ret's main, Tasteless.
Down here.
Down. There you go.
Oh,
right
there it is.
Oh, Baneling Nest.
Baneling Nest.
Oh, Slush throws one down too. Not to be left out. Wants to fit in. And just a ton of Zerglings being produced for both players. So it looks like we will go into a Ling the Baneling war. Those are always fun. A lot of it comes down to micro.
This is actually one of the most exciting things to watch in StarCraft 2, in my opinion, is when 2 guys are both going Banelings against each other. So much can go wrong so quickly.
Yeah, man.
It's a very fragile matchup.
One Baneling can make all the difference.
Well, the Baneling's nest completes roughly the same time here. And, you know, from here, a lot of this is going to be how many Zerglings do they get compared to how many, you know, drones do they have. It's quite a tightrope walk.
Yes, indeed. We do have some Banelings morphing for Ret. See him right there. Also Slush morphing some Banes.
Oh.
What are you doing with those
Whoa,
Banes?
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, that was...
Oh!
And that
so sick.
That may add up into a game. We will see, though, Tasteless, because he is in a lot of trouble from there. And in fact, just using drones and Queen to clean up those Lings and going for his own counterattack, perhaps, here.
He is. Baneling's morphing, though. These Zerglings need to get there quickly.
And he's going to go after these Baneling eggs. He has to be careful, though, because if they do pop open, a lot of Zerglings will, in fact, die.
Now, remember, Ret did lose the Queen. He's going to be behind on Larva Injects.
But he is up 47 supply to 28. Ouch. And killing a lot of units here, and has so many more Zerglings than his opponent. Going to take these queens out, take these lings out, send some into the main. Those drones are going to be minced meat tasteless. The little piranha Zerglings eating the cow that's thrown into the Amazon River. But Turris, it's terrible.
Very sad. Slush in a little bit of trouble here. The queen is low HP. He's got to be careful, though. I cannot believe he even attacked that. That must have been a mistake or a misclick or something.
Definitely was tasteless, no doubt about that. The Baneling killing more and more Zerglings tasteless. Slush really miscontrolling here. 23 supply to 51. That is over twice as much for Ret. That is a huge, huge difference. Ret now making roaches as well.
Yeah, Ret may just overrun Slush here, but he's got to look out. He won't see these Banelings coming.
And that queen, so low health. 24 health tasteless. Trying to run from the ling. It actually could have killed that ling before it died. Said now it's going to actually, it goes down. Oh, you weren't looking at that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. He killed that queen with one ling. The queen had like more hit points than the Zergling. The Zergling had like 10 hit points and it won.
It's a tough Zergling, man.
That was the devouring one.
More roaches coming out here.
Yeah, this is actually going to be an extremely one-sided fight. A bunch of roaches against mostly Banelings. Unless all those roaches are burrowed on top of each other, the Banelings are not going to win it.
That would be the funniest thing, though.
I don't think you can actually burrow on top of each other in this
game.
Are
you sure?
Yeah, in StarCraft 1.
No, that's right. You can't. You can't, because otherwise you could have one giant ball of moving roaches.
Yeah. That would be pretty crazy.
All right, here come the Banelings. Yeah, no matter how good the angle is on that, roaches are just too strong, and that's going to be GG and well played, he says. Well-deserved win.
Indeed it was, tasteless. Well played by Ret. You see when the Overlords are over each other, you can get into a little bit more of an economy game, and after Ret actually got some economy going, decided to just go pure aggression, Ling Baneling. That's enough to at least pressure your opponent hard enough to make it into a longer macro set game, or if your opponent also wants to do something like that, then okay. You know, it's going to come down to micro and not something tricky.
We're going to go into the third game right away. A lot of this is going to depend on the build orders. It is Xel'Naga Caverns. I don't think we're going to see any, insane early pullings, like 6 pulling, for instance. But we'll find out. Do you expect either of these guys to go for expos, or are we going to see one base play? Or does it just depend?
I think they're both going to open one base, and I think Ret is probably going to try to expand. Slush, you never know what he's going to do. You never know.
Yeah, he's a little bit unpredictable. All right, well, we're going to go into this game now. Let's go ahead and start this. They're ready, right? Actually, I'm not even in the game, actually.
I think we're going to have to go to a commercial real quick, Tasteless.
Yeah, let's get the commercial first. Excuse me. We'll be right back, guys. Get this sorted out. I'll see you soon.